One, go.
Hello, housemates. Welcome to the Sports Lounge on Better TV. This is certainly not Big Brother, but I mean, you can refer to me as such. My name is Aubameyang and I'm your host. How you welcome me to yet another episode. And I'm really psyched to be back. I've missed being with the gang. I saw them last weekend with over 500 views in so few hours. I was really impressed. Edafi, how you doing?
I'm fine. It's been a while. You traveled, been jumping around the world. You just opened the airspace and you decided to turn Nigeria. Thank God you're not FFK, but at least, can I ask you who was funding your trip?
You mean who is backholing me? Is that what you mean?
Who's backing your trip, sir? You've been going around.
Man, I must say you look like you're glowing. That's what two trophies in 1 month can do for you.
Yeah,
I'm sure you had a great month.
I forgot. We had too much trophy now. Oh God, I forgot. Let me hug my fish. Uh,
Anyways, we have somewhat of an August visitor with us on the episode, and you all know him. I can't really call him a visitor because I mean he's Dadaski himself. So hoping that he doesn't knock us out with a punch, but with amazing analysis. Toby Dadaski, welcome back. How you doing?
Thank you. I'm fine. You're good too.
I'm alright. It's amazing to have you back. Hope you've been good.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
All right, moving on to the amazing crew we have. We have Ayotunde Onobolu. How you doing? Ayo, the NBA master.
I'm doing great as always. Thank you so much. It's always a delight to talk sports with the best crew on the face of the earth.
Your blazer looks smashing, by the way.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
I'm finally on our list. The professor himself, Precious Omosue. Precious, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Bamiji, tell me, say that laugh where you laugh about Arsenal trophies reach your belly. Tell me. Tell me, say the laugh reach your belly.
I will get back to you on that later. But anyways, guys, we have interest topics to come. I mean, we have basketball on the table, we have boxing on the table, and I mean, there's the biggest news coming from the transfer, the whole Daphne and Precious. We'll quickly go straight to Toby. Toby, what's the update in the boxing world?
A lot has happened. Over here. Dillian was put to sleep just last week, and Dillian, he was asleep. He was snoring, crazy. And AJ, actually, I was really amazed with the fight. Dillian implemented the wrong game plan, and Povetkin had it spot on. Many people think Povetkin was lucky. No, he wasn't lucky at all. Povetkin started with a very good game plan, going to the body of Dillian. And everyone knows Dillian doesn't have a good stamina. And I'm sure by the fifth round that he got knocked out, Dillian's leg was gone already. He was tired because Povetkin really attacked his body very well. And the uppercut that knocked him out, you could see that it wasn't really a power uppercut compared to the one that AJ gave him when they first met. It was an uppercut that just swung from like his midsection, and that uppercut put him to sleep. I was shocked. I was surprised. Like, wow, so someone could be asleep at this level. But it's nice, and Dillian White, as usual, he has a very big mouth. So he has been getting the same treatment from the boxing world. Andy Ruiz Jr. has really been clowning him because Dillian White really clowned Andy Ruiz Jr. after he beat Joshua, and when Joshua also returned the favor to him in December 2019. So Dillian is going to activate the rematch clause and is looking forward to locking horns again in December. I really do hope he can put on the victory, but as it is right now, Dillian is there to be eaten by anybody that is ready. And trust
Toby,
me,
before you go on, sorry, do you think when you activate the rematch clause almost immediately, is that a sign of desperation?
Is that a sign of
desperation?
Yeah,
when you
desperate.
activate the rematch clause almost immediately.
Dillian is desperate because without him getting that mandatory spot with the WBC, he's going back to the bottom of the pile. And at the bottom of the pile, you don't want to be there because you'll be fighting people for very less money. The top contenders who want to fight you because they feel you're dangerous. He is desperate. Right now, he has to beat Povetkin or he's in trouble. He just has to. He has to. So it's a sign of desperation. Trust me.
So how do you beat somebody that puts you to sleep? Do you think there's any chance for him?
There is a chance for Dillian. Trust me. There's a chance for him. But the only thing I have is, does he have the stamina to really execute that game plan? For Dillian to be able to put Povetkin to sleep, people say yes, he put Povetkin down twice in the fourth round. That he could replicate that in the next fight. The problem is not putting your man down, it's keeping your man down. That's the problem. And at this level of the sport, you don't expect people to just stay down after you put them down. You expect them to get up. Look at AJ Ruiz. Ruiz put AJ down once, put him down the second. AJ kept standing up. Because at this level, you don't expect people to just come and lay down. You expect them to get up and they really want to take your head off. So when you put them down the first time, put them down the second time, I expected Dillian Whyte to just take his time, to take his pace, like walk around and all. But he doesn't have the stamina to really execute that game plan. He doesn't have it. And I'm really skeptical about him being able to implement that in the second fight. But he has a chance because I said something prior to the fight. I was like, if Dillian comes in below 250 pounds, he has a very good chance because weight is also going to affect your stamina. So if you're coming in a bit slim, you can move around more. Your legs can carry your weight. Then you have your longevity is prolonged. Then you can also execute your game plan very well. But it came in around 255, 256-ish. And I was thinking, well, that's still fair. Unfortunately, my guy is still sleeping now. I'm so sad.
Well, Toby, this energy is exactly the reason why we've missed you. But let's pause for boxing for a while and let's go to the man with the jersey that is currently winning all the shields and cups in England. Edafe, congratulations on the victory. How does it feel to win those two trophies in just 1 month?
Well, it feels good anyway. It feels good to be winning. It doesn't matter what people call the trophy, whether it's a community.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
People can say all sorts, but you see the thing about winning builds character. The all-conquering Chelsea team, or the all-conquering Man United team, all-conquering FC Barcelona team, all-conquering Real Madrid team, and then the all-conquering Arrigo Sacchi's AC Milan team have one thing in common. They kept winning from one title to the other, and then all of a sudden they built this character, this thing that makes them feel like they are invincible, they are untouchable. You know, once they get into a competition, they feel like, you know what, I can win this. I've got it, I can win it. And that's exactly the way it is with the Arsenal team right now. What has been missing is the ability to win. They get somewhere and then they bottle it. But once you win the FA Cup, and then it started with actually beating Liverpool in the league. People say Liverpool had already won the title, that's why. Beating Liverpool in the league, it brought confidence, it brought belief. And then they beat Manchester City. And you know how this thing is. Beating Manchester City in England in any competition is like beating Barcelona in the Champions League. Once you beat Barcelona, you're most likely going to win the Champions League. Check the history of the last 10 Champions League. Anybody that beat Barcelona or Bayern Munich goes on to win the Champions League. So somehow, once they beat Man City in the cup, it was more of a case of, if we can take these people, we can take anybody. That came in, and that was great confidence. But what's most interesting about this Arsenal team, and I'm not sitting here saying, oh, Arsenal is going to win the title next season. No. But what is interesting is when Arsene Wenger took over Arsenal in October 1996, Arsene Wenger took a team that had the best defense in the Premiership, one of the best defense in the whole of Europe. If you talk about top 10 best defense, that defense that had Tony Adam, Steve Bold, Lee Dixon, Nigel Winterborn, best. Before Lauren came in, was one of the best. But then when Arsene Wenger was leaving Arsenal, Arsenal had gone from that defense to a defense that had Pascal Sagan, Johan Giroud, Sandoros, Koscielny. So those kind of very weak defense. Arsenal was no longer known for it as a team that would defend very well. And also going forward, they didn't have shit. So now, what happened between that time and now when we've had Unai Emery, Freddie Ljungberg, and Arteta is, one, Arteta brought a sense of urgency to the team, brought a sense of unity to the team, and, displaced players without really causing problem. Unai Emery had a quarrel with Granit Xhaka because of what happened with the fans. Had a problem with Mesut Ozil. But look at how Arteta have removed Ozil from the conversation without it disrupting the team. Brought Xhaka back, set the team going, even removed Lucas Torreira from playing and Guendouzi without even bringing the subject up in press conference or causing any disharmony to the team. Dealing with contract issues with lots of the players, trying to get the players to sign. Now he knows that the biggest man in the team is Aubameyang, and every opportunity he gets, he's speaking positive about him, trying to psych him, getting into his head that I love you, you're the guy I'm putting this team around, you're the guy that will lead us to El Dorado, you're the guy that will make us, do the impossible. That's what you do. That's leadership, and that's what's been missing in the Arsenal team. So for me, it's not just winning the FA Cup and winning the Community Shield, but the fact that this type of thing is what makes the team step to the next level. What's the next level for Arsenal right now? Arsenal cannot win the league title. The next level is getting to play in the Champions League. And then look at the interesting part. Saliba is 18. Gabriel Magalhaes, that will be signed this week, is in his early 20s to mid-20s, 25, I think. And then you have Cedric Suarez, you have Tierney, you have Bellerin is still going to be there, and a few other players. And then the brilliance of Saka and all that. So you can have Aubameyang this season, next season, if he renews his contract, then by the end of the striker available in the market for you to fuse into the team again, and then you also fix your midfield. I think there's a great prospect for Arsenal going forward. And then structure-wise too, the team is getting organized. Arsene Wenger took too much responsibility and disorganized the structure of the team. Wenger is gone now. All the departments are beginning to come together. All those excess, jobs that Arsene Wenger created for people for no reason, they are being cut off. Now people are complaining about the 55 that they are sacking, but the truth is there are too many jobs that needed to be cut off, and I'm happy that that's happening right now. So for me, as an Arsenal fan, I've never been this happy in a very long time.
Thank you so very much, Edafe, for putting that in that context. And with that, I'll bring Precious in. Well, Precious, just before we talk about football matters, I think I'll use the opportunity to say a big rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. He's an amazing actor. I mean, he's not a footballer or anything, but his legacy transcended into the footballing arena, and one of the exactly Wakanda forever. One of the most fiery captains in the world. I mean, represented him with the celebrations. And I'm talking about Aubameyang, Precious, and he's just a goal machine, isn't he? It's over 70 goals in just 101 plus appearances. How important is Aubameyang to us now?
Well, over the years, from his days in Saint-Étienne, I think, in France, Aubameyang has shown that if you give him chances, he will score. And what Mikel Arteta has done is to structure the team in a way where they play for him. He just needs to get on the end of the ball and put it in the net. So I think he's Arsenal's best player now. There's no doubt about it. He's crucial to whatever success they're going to get going forward. So I think he's getting the respect he deserves now. He's also gotten, I think, from his manager that, that kind of feeling Drogba used to have at Wembley when he goes to Wembley and he knows this place. I own this ground,
I own
So
this place.
yeah, 5 goals in 3 games in Wembley. It's no mean feat, and all these goals came at crucial times in big games, decisive moments. Yeah, so the man is coming of age, really. Yeah.
So
Let me quickly say this. Let me quickly say this. There, I remember when I first watched Aubameyang, I looked at him and I felt this guy is more like what Neymar was. Looking from the way he looked to the way he played, the skill, the pace, and everything. And for me, he just reminded me of the person Neymar was back then. Yeah, so I'm not surprised at the kind of success that he's had, really.
That's
a very big compliment. Yeah, I can hear you, Nafi.
The amazing thing is AC Milan let this guy go for a setting Barca. Can't believe that.
It's insane when you think about it. And I mean, the compliment you're giving in comparing him to Neymar, you wouldn't believe that he's a 30-plus-year-old man who is, and he seems to be going stronger and stronger. But anyways, Precious, let me get a neutral view, even though Edafe is as neutral as it comes. But what do you think Arteta is doing? He seems to be building his team now, and I mean, he's gotten like one over Klopp like 2 times now. So what do you think Arteta is doing?
Here's what I feel. The last time I felt like this about a manager was when Antonio Conte joined Chelsea straight from managing the Italian national team. And the reason why I have this kind of vibes for Mikel Arteta is he looks like that kind of manager who, given a full week, at least a week to prepare for a game, he looks like that kind of guy who will take you to the cleaners. That's the kind of person Antonio Conte was. If you give him a week or more to prepare for a game, he has that ability to take apart all the tactical details and all the intricacies that he needs to execute his game plan, and instill that into his team. That's what Arteta looks like now. Well, when the Europa League kicks up and they have many games to navigate within the course of 7 days, we'll get to see how he will be tested. However, so far, he's doing very well. I still maintain that Arsenal could have been in and among the title contenders if they had not gotten into the Europa League this season.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Thank you very much, Precious. I'll be coming back to you and Edafe on the biggest topic from the transfer window. But let's go to Ayo Tunde for the first time tonight. Ayo, congratulations are in for you too as well. I mean, you're also an Arsenal fan. Let's not forget that. And as always, I'm always going to take your football opinion before you give us the best from basketball. I'm going to selectively pick out Ancelotti, and he as well seems to be building up his team, Everton. They're in the market for 3 potential midfielders. There's Alan from Napoli, Doucouré from Watford, and James Rodriguez from Real Madrid. Just alone, that seems like a very, very good-looking midfield. Do you think Everton are going to even push more into that top 6 and cause what is looking like one of the most entertaining prospects from the league in a very long time?
Okay, so the first question is, which teams are very constant when it comes to the title race in England? You want to look at Manchester City. You want to look at Liverpool. It looks like those are the only 2 constant teams, in the last 3 years. Every other team, the other big teams, Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, they seem to all be on one similar level.
You didn't say United. You didn't say United.
Oh, okay.
Conversation?
No. And United, right? I forgot United was the club.
They come upon me and come.
Okay, so what am I trying to say? You saw Leicester push seriously for a place in the Champions League last season. You saw Wolves also pushing to get into the Europa League. It shows that there is room up there for teams who have the hunger and who have the players to actually get a shot at making it into Europe by competing in the Premier League. So the guys you mentioned, Doucouré is one of the guys. I remember we had this discussion at the end of the season. Which guys should not go down with, and his name came up, with Watford. I feel like he's going to be an excellent signing for them. I remember a certain Idrissa guy who played for them, who moved on to Paris Saint-Germain.
PSG.
I'm looking at Doucouré and I'm beginning to get that kind of feel from him. James Rodriguez, we know if he's not injured, he's an excellent player on his own day. And Alan is one of those, box-to-box guys in the midfield. You may not see him. It doesn't look like this is what he's doing. But then when you check the successes of Napoli, you cannot remove Alan from, the equation of the key guys who make things happen. And like Edafi and Precious mentioned, one thing that has worked for, I'm sorry I'm digressing. I want to make a point. That's why I'm doing this. One thing they said about Arteta is that he has earned the respect of the players he's coaching, and he has shown a lot of maturity and leadership in the way he has directed the club. And that is why Ozil has not been playing. Nobody's removing their pants.
Nobody's saying anything.
Nobody's saying anything. Guendouzi has been frozen out of the team. Nobody seems to care because Arsenal is getting the results that people are expecting them to get. The same for Ancelotti. He's someone who has learned how to earn the respect of the players he plays for. So players are playing for him. Richarlison is playing so well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I didn't even think that guy could ultimately break into the first team of a decent team. He's doing so well for Everton. So if he adds that quality to them, I feel like the season will come and Everton might be making a shout.
Thank you very much, Ayo. So I'm going to allow you transition seamlessly to what you are comfortable in. I know you can speak about this anytime, whether I wake you up at any point in time, you'll be ready to go. So what's the update? We know there was a protest, but we're back. So what's the latest with basketball?
Yeah, the protest was in the wake of the killing or the shooting of James Blake outside of Wisconsin. And the NBA player said, we're not going to play. This rubbish has to stop. And thankfully, there was a series of meetings between the National Basketball Players Association and the NBA leadership. And the way forward was mapped out. And the bottom line is there will be extensive conversations about social justice, about human rights, and very much importantly, about educating people on the need to go out to vote during elections. And because of that, all the NBA teams have now committed that their facilities will become voting centers for people to go vote. And you can imagine how much
that's an amazing gesture.
That's an amazing one, But going into the games proper, it looks like the Eastern Conference is moving at a rapid speed because the Eastern Conference semifinals started. In fact, one game just finished. The Boston Celtics destroyed the defending champions, the Toronto Raptors, in game one. Yeah, so the Raptors have an opportunity to get back into it, but man, it's going to look really tough because the Celtics are very well oiled. The Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat will be starting their own series on Monday in the semifinals. But in the Western Conference, there's still a lot to play for, trust me. The Los Angeles Lakers are the only team that have made it to the conference semifinals after they beat a hard-fighting Portland Trailblazers team, who, by the way, did not have Damian Lillard for their last game against the Lakers. And so the Lakers won that one 4-1, and they are waiting for the winner between OKC, that's Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Houston Rockets. That series is currently 3-2 in favor of the Rockets. Game 6 will be tomorrow, Monday, and that can go in any direction. The Rockets welcome back Russell Westbrook, but it became clear again that if you miss an extensive amount of games, coming back is never automatic. He struggled seriously from the field, but the Rockets played excellent defense and limited OKC to only 80 points, the lowest points scored in the bubble since we had that concept of the bubble. Now, there are two other games. One is currently going on, the Dallas Mavericks and the Los Angeles Clippers. Don't forget, it's 3-2 in favor of the Clippers. And so the Mavericks must win that game to have any hope whatsoever of forcing a Game 7. And the same goes for the series involving the Denver Nuggets and the Utah Jazz. It's currently 3-2 in favor of Utah. Denver had to grind out a win in Game 5, and now they have to do it again to be able to force a Game 7. So that's how we are so far.
Ayo, before you go on, I just want to ask a question out of the blue. I like shocking you like that. What player who is currently not in the news, or will I say is not a big name, has impressed you this season?
That's a very good question. I was actually thinking of this, right? And I thought of the entire Phoenix Suns roster. remove Devin Booker, remove DeAndre Ayton, every other person there from, Ricky Rubio to all the other guys there, they've been impressive because don't forget, they won all their 8 games in the bubble. And if they had an extra game to make it to the playoffs, I believe they would have won. They would have got into the playoffs. And it may not have been as straightforward for the Lakers as it has been against the Portland Trail Blazers. The entire Phoenix roster has been incredible. And I was thinking this morning as I was going to church, I was thinking, do you know that this bubble has actually created an opportunity for unknown players? Because there are many players whom the world didn't know, and they emerged in this bubble. That includes guys like Garrett Trent Jr. of the Portland Trail Blazers. When the offseason starts and free agency starts, these are guys who can actually command some decent amount of money, and more importantly, decent roles on whichever teams they sign for. That is what the bubble has, exposed us to. Guys who we never would have known, but somehow they just emerged out of the ashes and they've been taking people to the cleaners. Another one is Trey Burke of the Dallas Mavericks. In the absence of Kristaps Porzingis, Trey Burke has been absolutely massive. Who would have thought that it would be the second leading scorer behind Luka Doncic? I mean, Trey Burke, we all know he's a scorer, but he's never had an opportunity to showcase his abilities. People think he's too small, he doesn't defend well, and so on and so forth. But he's been incredible.
Thank you. So keep up with the updates from the league.
Yeah, I mean, basically that's the story of the league right now. So we are in the semi-final stage of the playoffs, in the conference semi-final.
Okay.
Still waiting for the 2 games in the Western Conference. First round to be completed. That's Denver versus Utah, Oklahoma City Thunder versus Houston Rockets, and then we'll have a full picture of what the semi-final pairings will be in the Western Conference.
Thank you very much, Ayotunde. Let's go back to Toby. I'm sure he must have been so excited hearing you talking about knocking teams out, taking teams to the cleaners, because that's what he likes. Anyway, Toby, what's the next big fight we should look out for? Preview the next big fight we should look out for.
Yes, Anthony Joshua is preparing for Pulev. Tyson Fury wants to crash the fight, but I doubt that will happen because Pulev is very impatient. Pulev sees Ruiz after what Ruiz has done to him. So Pulev really wants to get his hands on AJ and do some damage. And the both of them have been preparing for it. And I can say with all certainty that AJ is going to put on a masterclass in the fight. It might be a very tough fight, maybe for the first 6 or 7 rounds, because Pulev is old school. Pulev is someone that will try and come and rough AJ up. So AJ will just need to try and space him with the jab. And AJ is a beautiful boxer, well schooled. So I believe AJ is going to pull that off. Then also, Errol Spence Jr. is prepping to face Danny Garcia in November, I think. Many people, including me, see it as a very tough bout because Errol Spence just got out of a life-threatening situation in the crash, lost some of his teeth, and although he's had various surgeries corrective surgeries to fix that up, it's still something that I feel he should have like a soft touch before he gets back into the pond with the Sharks. But he's a tough guy. He's saying he's ready for the Sharks straight away. So there's still a bit of doubt, thinking that knowing fully well that Errol Spence Jr. went through life and death in a life and death situation with Sean Porter, and he just wants to get in straight with Danny Garcia. So many people that normally wouldn't give Danny Garcia a shot, knowing fully well that it's a very tough fight, now giving Danny Garcia a shot to say he can really shock Errol Spence and hand him his ass. Also, and Joe Joyce, both of them have gone past their opponents, with Dubois going past Schneider in recent times. The both of them are due to lock on later in September or October, and certainly Dubois is going to really destroy Joe Joyce. It's going to be a devastating knockout. But for Dubois, it will be a very good one for him because at least for the first time in a long while, after Nathan Gorman, he's facing someone that is going to really punch back at him. And though Joyce is a very slow person, very slow. His hands are very close, very slow, man. Dubai is really going to give him a good knockout. I can really assure boxing fans about that. Then something in the 147 division that people should really start looking out for is Tim Zhu, the son of one of the great boxing legends. He beat Jeff On who beat Manny Pacquiao and has also was defeated by Terence Crawford and was defeated by one other boxer of recent. Tim Zhu beat him down crazily, and this is a very good shout out for Tim Zhu because many of the boxing greats now are looking at how he's going to measure up with other sharks in the 147 and 154 division. It'll be a very great one to look out for him. Then also Fury, Anthony Joshua and Fury. Fury is really trying to talk up the mind games now, and AJ is really feeding into it. AJ really wants to get that in, and it will be a very good one to see AJ and Fury in 2021. That's all for me.
Thank you very much, Toby. I really appreciate that update. We hope to be seeing you more regularly on the show. But I like to show our viewers how talented the crew is. So I'm going to use you to transition back to football, which will end today. But you're a Chelsea fan, and we got to see Timo Werner for the first time. It was looking like a very, very good squad that Frank Lampard is building. He scored 4 minutes into his debut. How excited are you for that link-up between Werner, Ziyech, and whoever else is coming? Because it seems you guys want to buy everybody.
I'm so excited. I really don't want Man United getting close to Chelsea. You know, I just want Chelsea Man U 5-0, 4-0. That's the only thing that's going to gladden my heart. Thank you.
Anyway, let's move to pressure. Let's talk about Lionel Messi. He's the best player. Well, the opinions still divide, but he's arguably the best player of all time. He's usually far off any criticism. But do you think Lionel Messi has a shoddy attitude? Do you think he is not because it can come into question now the fact that once things are seemingly going very bad, like he did when he resigned in the national team after losing 2 finals or 3 finals, and now after Bayern beat Barcelona 8-2, the love story that we had or we believed that would go on forever, it seems to be coming to an end. So what does that say about Lionel Messi's attitude?
I don't think there's anything wrong with his attitude, really. He has earned whatever he throws at FC Barcelona. And I honestly do not think that this whole thing, I think this whole thing was already brewing. They were just waiting for an opportunity to open what was cooking in the pot. Okay, and then Bayern gave them an opportunity to do that. This reminds me of, I don't know if you watch, there's this old gospel film they used to call Akbar and Aladdin, The Ultimate Power, that had part 1, part 1 to 9. That's the kind of movie they're acting at the Camp Nou here with this whole thing here. So no big deals with Messi. I think Bayern has given them an opportunity, and maybe it's actually an opportunity for them to restructure their house.
And Afe, you suggested this, I think 2-3 weeks ago, or the last time I was with you guys on the show. You said Messi needs to leave. You brought up Inter Milan, but I don't think that would be any of his first, second, or third choices. But do you echo Precious thoughts? Do you think there's nothing wrong with the mentality of Messi sometimes? Because I mean, it's really hard to see when he's. I mean, we've seen Ronaldo bring back Real Madrid from very precarious situations. I can mention it like 10 times off my head where they were down 2 goals, 3 goals down, but Ronaldo, with his mentality and everything, he brought them back. But do you think there's anything wrong with Messi in that department?
First off, we're trying to bring the conversation that I really do not think exists in the first place. Messi does not have to do what Ronaldo does to be regarded, and Ronaldo does not have to do what Messi do. Ronaldo does what Ronaldo would do, and Messi do what Messi would do. Now let's come to the real nitty-gritty of the matter. Is the problem with Barcelona a Messi attitude problem? The answer is no. Barcelona created a team like the AC Milan that Arrigo Sacchi created that had Frank Rijkaard, Ruud Gullit, Marco Van Basten as the core of that team, and then Maldini, Franco Baresi, and the rest. Now this team began to age and peel off. So there was the successive transition of coaches. Pep Guardiola left, Tito Villanova, one person came in, I've forgotten his name, and then you have Luis Enrique.
Tata Martino.
And then you had Luis Enrique that was doing well. The problem started when they exited Luis Enrique. There was this belief that where Messi, just put Messi in any team and they would deliver. Okay? Put Messi in any team and they would deliver. That became a problem. It got the management so cocky. They were signing players, but they were not signing players that fit the bill. It's like this project we have on Elevator TV. We know what we want. So many people come in for audition. So many people tell me they want to do this, they want to do that. But then they don't fit the bill. But because maybe I want to be sentimental, I want to be sensational, I put them in. If the project crashes, it's my fault. So Messi, first off, they tried to manage it. They tried to accept that it is okay, let's go with it. But then it wasn't working. Okay? It wasn't working. Then they went on, and at some point, how do I put it now? At some point, they started complaining with the employment of Eric Abidal. Now, from Abidal's time, they started having one problem or the other, back and from. The straw that broke the camel was when they removed that coach and brought in somebody with a qualification of being a fan of Johan Cruyff. So if you look very well, Barcelona did not evolve. They kept believing that you have to play like Johan Cruyff. You have to play like Johan Cruyff. They go to Ajax to buy player. They do this, they do that. When they eventually lost, don't forget that when they lost the league title, Messi came out publicly and said, if we play like this, we will lose in the Champions League.
We will lose again. Yeah.
Good. So at the point, I don't know what happened, but at the point they got this thing about them that made them to beat Napoli. And it was that thing you're talking about, Cristiano Ronaldo. Messi rose to the occasion and they beat Napoli. Once they beat Napoli, they started thinking, oh, they can do anything, they can do the impossible. No, they couldn't do the impossible. They met a German team that was ready, that was prepared, that took them apart. And Messi did not like it. Messi have an attitude of a winner, somebody who does not like to lose, somebody who believes that if everybody give as much as I am giving, and starting from the guys at the board to the coaches, we would win. Messi have raised this game, his profile, his personality to a place where he doesn't deserve to be in a match for a team that is beating 8 goals to 2. Losing 1-0 is good. Losing 2-0 is okay. But losing 8 goals to 2 is annoying for a Messi. And this did not start today. 2 or 3 seasons before, they went to Italy and lost to Roma. The season after, they went to Anfield and lost to Liverpool. So it was something that was coming and nobody was fixing it. That, for Messi, is the problem. And he realized that it's the board. Don't forget, they are inside. They see more and know more than we do. So it was, to him, in other club, the board will resign a mass. But they did not. So that's what came out. It's not a Ronaldo thing or Messi like Ronaldo, Messi not like Ronaldo. Things just got from bad to horrible at Barcelona. And the shit has hit the roof now. Everybody has to bear it.
Thank you very much, Edafe. Ayo, let me come to you on the matter to not leave you. You look really interested to talk about this. Messi, he didn't join Barcelona's first training session, so which ignites more talk. So let's talk about possibilities of where he might end up. The one looking likeliest is Manchester City, and Ayo, Messi, Manchester.
Yes, our time is up.
We don't have enough time for that. Well, anyways, like I said, it was so fun. That's why time was passing and we